The sky was painted in soft gray, and rain began to fall slowly, tapping gently on the windows of the little cafe called Morning Bloom. The smell of fresh coffee and baked muffins filled the air. A candle flickered near the counter, and the quiet sound of jazz music played softly in the background. It was one of those calm, rainy evenings when time feels slower and everything feels a little bit softer. Lisa stood behind the counter, carefully wiping cups and humming to herself. Her brown hair was tied in a loose ponytail, and she wore her favorite cream-colored sweater. Emma sat near the window, her chin resting on her hand, watching raindrops slide down the glass. Outside, the world looked dreamy, the wet pavement shining under the streetlights, and people hurrying by with colorful umbrellas. It had been 3 months since they opened Morning Bloom Cafe, and even though it was small, people in the neighborhood loved it. It wasn't just a cafe anymore. It had become a cozy corner where people came to relax, talk, and forget about the outside world for a while. Lisa glanced at Emma. "You're so quiet today," she said softly, trying another cup. "Is something on your mind?" Emma smiled, her voice calm. "Not really. I was just thinking about how far we've come. Remember our first day? I thought we were going to mess everything up." Lisa laughed. "You almost did. You dropped half the sugar on the counter and forgot to give the first customer her spoon." Emma groaned and covered her face. "Don't remind me. I was so nervous." "But look at us now," Lisa said, placing the cup on the shelf. "We made it. Morning Bloom is alive and shining, even on rainy days." Emma looked around. The little cafe was glowing with soft light. The plants they had bought together were growing by the window. The chalkboard menu Lisa had drawn by hand was filled with new items. There were people's thank you notes pinned to the board. "Best muffins in town," one said. Another had a small doodle of a coffee cup with hearts. Emma sighed softly. "Yeah, you're right. We really did it." Just then, the bell on the door jingled. A girl stepped inside, closing her red umbrella and shaking off raindrops. She looked young, maybe 18 or 19, with short hair and tired eyes. Her clothes were slightly wet, and she looked a little lost. "Hi," she said in a shy voice. "Do you have something warm to drink?" Lisa immediately smiled. "Of course. Come in, sit anywhere you like. How about some hot chocolate?" The girl nodded. "That sounds perfect." Emma went behind the counter and started preparing the drink. She steamed the milk carefully, added cocoa, and topped it with whipped cream and a sprinkle of cinnamon, something she always did to make it feel special. Before serving it, she placed a small cookie on the saucer. When she set it down on the girl's table, her eyes lit up. "Wow, it looks beautiful." Emma smiled warmly. "It tastes even better. It's our special rainy day drink." The girl wrapped her hands around the cup and took a sip. She closed her eyes for a second. This is amazing. Thank you." Lisa came over and leaned against the table. "Rough day?" she asked kindly. The girl nodded. "Yeah, I missed my bus home and my phone battery died. I didn't know where to go, so I just started walking. Then I saw your cafe." Emma said softly, "Well, you found the best place to wait for the rain to stop." The girl smiled. "Yeah, it feels really cozy here, like home." Lisa and Emma exchanged a happy glance. That one sentence, "like home," was exactly what they had always wanted their cafe to feel like. For a while, the three of them just sat there, talking. The girl told them her name was Mia. She was a college student studying design, and she lived nearby. She had been feeling stressed about exams, and the rain just made her day worse. But now, sitting in Morning Bloom with a warm drink, she said she felt better. Lisa listened with a gentle smile. Sometimes all we need is a warm drink, a dry place, and someone to listen. Mia nodded. Yeah, I think that's true. Outside, the rain grew heavier. The soft sound of it filled the cafe like music. Emma turned on a small lamp near the window, making everything glow even warmer. The three girls laughed about silly things: favorite desserts, bad days, the smell of coffee. After a while, Mia looked at the clock and stood up. I should probably go now. The rain looks lighter. She grabbed her umbrella and smiled. Thank you both so much. You didn't just give me a drink. You gave me a little bit of peace today. Lisa chuckled softly. You can always come back. We'll save a seat for you. Mia laughed. Deal. When she left, the bell on the door jingled again, and the cool evening air flowed in for a moment before it closed. Emma looked out the window and saw Mia walking down the street, her red umbrella bright against the gray rain. She was sweet, Emma said. Lisa nodded. Yeah. You know, every time something like that happens, I realize how lucky we are. Lucky? Lisa smiled softly. Yeah, to be here, to have this cafe, to meet people like her, to make a tiny difference in someone's day. Emma nodded slowly, feeling her chest warm with quiet pride. You're right. We didn't just make coffee, we made a place where people can feel better. As the rain softened, the world outside turned peaceful. Streetlights reflected in puddles, and the sound of soft jazz filled the air again. Emma made 2 cups of tea, added honey, and brought one to Emma. They sat together by the window, watching the rain. You know, Lisa said, I think rainy days make me love this cafe even more. Emma smiled, taking a sip. Why? Because on days like this, people come here not just for coffee, but for warmth, for calm, and somehow we get to give that to them. Emma looked at her friend and said softly, You always know how to make everything sound special. Lisa laughed. Maybe that's my secret skill. They both smiled. The cafe glowed softly around them. Candles flickering, the scent of cinnamon and roasted coffee beans in the air. Outside, the rain kept falling. Slow, rhythmic, comforting. Emma took out her notebook. I'm going to write today's special moment. Lisa tilted her head. Special moment? Yeah. Remember how we said we'd write down every memory that made us smile? Lisa's eyes widened. Oh, I forgot about that. The Morning Bloom Diary. Emma giggled and started writing. Today, a girl with a red umbrella came into our cafe on a rainy evening. She smiled when she left, and it reminded us why we started this dream. Lisa watched her write and whispered, That's perfect. Hours passed quietly. The rain finally stopped, and a cool breeze came through the slightly open window. The street outside shimmered under the lamplight. A stray cat walked by and paused near the cafe door. Curious. Lisa got up, opened the door a little, and placed a small saucer of milk outside. Emma smiled. You're too kind. Lisa grinned. He looks like he needs a friend, too. They both laughed softly, watching the cat drink the milk. Then they turned off some of the lights, leaving only the warm glow from the counter lamp. It was closing time. The cafe felt peaceful and alive, like a dream they were living inside. Emma stretched and said, Let's promise something. Lisa looked at her. What promise? Let's promise to never forget why we started this cafe. Not for money, not for fame, but for moments like tonight. Lisa nodded. Promise. They clinked their cups together once more, smiling under the golden light. As they cleaned up, the clock struck 9. The world outside was quiet, but the cafe still hummed with a little warmth, like the rain had left behind a memory of peace. When they finally stepped out, they both looked up at the cloudy sky. The air was cool, fresh, and gentle. Lisa whispered, You know, even rainy days can be beautiful, if you have the right company. Emma smiled, tightening her scarf. Yeah, and a cup of tea. They laughed, locking the cafe door behind them. The sign Morning Bloom glowed softly above, like a lantern in the night. And as they walked home under the same umbrella, they didn't talk much. They didn't need to. The quiet sound of raindrops and their shared dreams said everything.